Yo, what's good, boys? 847 boys here, back with another video. I know it's been a while, we've all been busy, but now that the holidays are up, we got a lot of free time on our hands, so that's gonna be constantly uploading. Probably gonna go back to daily or every other day. But let's get back into another story time. So in today's story, I'm gonna be telling you guys about the first time I had smoked fake weed, also known as K2. So yeah, let's get right into the story. So pretty much it was like summer of 2018. I had came back home from vacation, and one of my friends, let's call his friend Dylan, was having a birthday party at our other friend, let's call him Alex's house. So Alex was hosting the party for Dylan, and I didn't want to miss it. So pretty much I can't really fall asleep on planes, so I stayed up pretty much the whole night on the plane right back. It was a whole night flight. And so the next morning I still never took a nap or anything. So I got back home, like stayed awake, drank a whole bunch of caffeine, and then around like 5 o'clock in the evening I went over to Alex's house, and Alex had a few people over already, and we were going to his backyard to set up a fire because there's kind of like a bonfire in the back. And so pretty much, we were all just sitting there. Nothing much was really happening. More people were starting to come in, and it finally this one kid came. Let's call this kid Luke. So Luke came, and Luke was acting kind of like weird, like he didn't really want to talk to anyone or anything like that, just acting really weird. So a few of us came up to him, including myself, and we were like, what are you doing? Like, you're like on your phone a lot, like you're texting someone. And he's like, don't really tell anyone, but I'm gonna pick up two blunts, which we thought were just regular blunts. So pretty much he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna pick up two blunts, but just I don't want a lot of people knowing. And we are like, okay. And so I wasn't even gonna plan on smoking this night at all. I was planning on sleeping over, but I was not planning on smoking. And so pretty much, the guy came, he dropped off the two blunts. He paid him, I think it was like 25, 30. I don't exactly remember how much it cost for both of them, but he got them, and he already had a few people that he knew that wanted to smoke with him that he would be fine with. And then he looked at Dylan since it was his birthday, and Dylan had never smoked before. A lot of us have never smoked before, but he was like, "Nah, like I got soccer in the morning." Like again, we've never really smoked before this. And so then he was like, he looks at me and he's like, "You want to?" And I'm thinking, like, I told myself no, but I was like, why not? Like, I haven't smoked in a while. I might as well do it. So then we ended up going into the front of Dylan's house, or not Dylan's, Alex's house, and we walked quite a bit down the road. He has like a dam, I guess you could say. It's like a mini dam. It's like a water. There's a whole bunch of water, kind of like a pond. And so we went over there. It was kind of like a dam slash park. There was a park right by the dam, and so then it was like me and a few other people, and we decided to just spark up there. So we only smoked one. So we lit up one and we just passed it around. No one, so a few people took like two or three, but me and this other kid, we were pretty much chiefing the thing. We pretty much finished it just both of ourselves. And because I've smoked before this, but like I was saying, a lot of people haven't really. And so we finished it, and my other friend, who was pretty much killing the thing with me, decided to finish it. And so then we all sat down, and like everyone's just like talking, and I'm just sitting there in my head thinking, like, do I feel it yet? Like, again, I've smoked before this, but it was like one or two times. And so I'm just sitting there thinking, like, do I feel it yet? And then nothing was really happening. Some other people were like giggling and stuff like this. And so we decided to get up. And that's kind of when I got up and I was like, whoa, like it just felt like I kind of was like lightheaded in a sense. And so we're walking and everyone's talking and saying what they feel and stuff like that. And that then I started feeling like really lightheaded, like I was gonna pass out type thing. And so I'm walking down the street, and I can't really explain this, but I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a movie or something like that when someone's about to pass out and you just see like black, and then their eyes open and they see stuff, and then it's black again. That's kind of what was happening. And then the next thing I know, we see a group of our friends from Alex's house walking over to us because they all knew where we were going. So they decided to come over and check and see what was going on. And as I'm getting there, I see Alex, and then I just remember saying, I don't feel good. I passed out on his shoulder. Next thing I know, I wake up. I'm being carried by both Dylan and Alex, and there's a few other people. I just have no clue what's going on. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, damn, I fucked up, like everything like this. Cause keep in mind, I hadn't had any sleep in like the past 24 hours, so this made this experience like 10 times worse. And I'm just thinking in my head, damn, I fucked up, like this is so bad, blah 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 blah. And I'm being carried, and I don't even know. It probably took them like 10 minutes to get me back to Alex's house, and during this whole time, I'm paralyzed. Like I legit could not move, and I'm shaking, and it's like it was so bad. And we end up getting to Alex's house, and they like put me down in the backyard, and everyone else is there. They put me right by the fire, and then someone is trying to get me to eat like I think it was like one of those mini brownies, and I just had the worst cotton mouth. Like I almost honestly choked on the brownie. And but they weren't like forcing me either, just like here, like this is gonna make you feel better. And then they were also giving me like Powerade and water, and they were all trying to do really good things, but it was such a struggle just because I like after this is what made me throw up eating the brownie and the Powerade, but it was really bad. I was throwing up, I was shivering, I was shaking, I felt hot and cold. I was paralyzed, like I legit could not move no matter how hard I tried. I literally thought I was going to be paralyzed for the rest of my life. It was very very bad, and it would this was happening for like an hour. And my other friends, again, not really many people did it, so everyone else that was like that only took a few hits was fine. To be honest, I don't even think they even inhaled it, so they had no effects at all. But me and my friend that had smoked a few times before this, like I said, we were killing the blunt pretty much, and he was sick too. He was same side effects, nausea, shivering, hot and cold. Kind of, he could not walk, and trust me, we've never been like this before. And I thought it was just because of me, because of the lack of sleep, but he was perfectly fine, and he was experiencing the same things. And about after an hour, Alex was pretty much like, dude, like, I'm kind of worried about you guys. Like, I think I'm gonna go on and tell our mom or his mom. And I was like, no, like, it's good. Like, just give us a few more minutes. We'll get, like, I'll try to feel better. But at this point, I had already pretty much thrown up on like my shoes and everything like this. And he's like, nah, bro, like I'm gonna go in. So he rushes inside, he goes to grab his mom, and his mom comes out, and he was like, so who smoked? And everyone who smoked pretty much raised their hand. She was like, okay. And she's like, you got everyone needs to start going home. And she looked at my other friend who was pretty much like dead, as well as me. And at this point, I had out of nowhere the urge to start moving and stand up, and like my paralyzation went away. And she looked at the other kid that was sick, and she's like, how are you getting home? And then his girlfriend said that she would just take him with him, and so he went with his girlfriend, but I was pretty much screwed. And so then I went into Alex's house, and she was just pretty much asking like who brought it and everything like this. And then she was like, okay, call your mom up. So I called my mom up, and I was like, mom, I feel sick, like I'm not feeling good. And so then my mom came on her way to come get me, and then she walked me out, and she was like, tell your mom. So then I pretty much told my mom, and then she pulled over, and she was kind of pissed. And then I got in the car, and then she didn't really say much in the car ride, and she took us back to the house. And then I was in the living room, and both of my parents were pretty much just asking me like if I was peer pressured into it, or like who brought it and everything like this. And I was like, no, I wanted to smoke. And so then that was pretty much it. I went into my room, and then the next morning my dad actually got me McDonald's, so that was pretty cool. And then he just asked me more information on like who brought it and everything like that, and like where he lives. And I pretty much told him like I didn't know where he lived or anything like this, even though I was lying because I knew where he lived, but I wasn't gonna snitch out on him like that. And yeah, that was pretty much the end of the story of how I got sick smoking K2. And pretty much how we found out it was K2 is because our one friend, mom, we actually found out that she smokes, and she took a look at the other blunt that we never smoked, and she pretty much realized it was fake. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the story time. So the moral of the story is just, if you are gonna smoke, make sure you actually know what you're smoking. because it can end up pretty bad. But hope you guys enjoy the story. Again, there's gonna be more coming out now. Hopefully, we're gonna be uploading daily. And yeah, peace out.